All right, let's talk about the Masters of Horror episodes. First up, we have La Fin Absolue du Monde, which is what this episode probably should have been called. Cigarette burns, really. I don't know. I mean, it has a little bit to do, but La Fin would have obviously worked better. But cigarette burns, let's get into it. We have Norman Reedus here from Walking Dead and Oda Kure from everything, including Suspiria. This film is about a film collector, so already I'm on board. I understand what he's going for, except for he has a fuckload more money than me, and he's collecting a lot more expensive shit than I am. This stuff's like cheap, and he's got to spend like 200 grand just to get this movie, plus expenses. My whole collection don't cost no 200 grand. Not even close. The movie opens up, and almost throughout, but especially like in the opening, and then another scene with the gang, and he puts on the mask and cuts the girl's head off. It reminded me a lot of 8mm. I love the Profondo Rosso, deep red reference in here. The guy that Norman Reedus goes to first visit, the critic, his name is Mr. Myers. And he has looks like a 1,000,000-page review on a short film he saw. Now, did I get this wrong? The guy says that he was there in 1988 seeing the premiere, and this was 30 years later, so it's 2018, which is the year it is. Am I wrong on this? I didn't go back and like rewatch and everything, but that's what I heard in the moment. I was like, that can't be right, is it? Because this was like, I don't even know what year this was. This is like mid 2000s, 2006 or something. So I please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I just thought that was odd when I heard it. I like when the guy kills the chick in front of Norman Reedus. He like just chops into her neck once, and it just sticks there for a second, and she's just like and it's just like this hesitant, and then he just like pulls it out and it's blood, and then he just hacks it off, which is always, I'm trying to find the right adjective here without sounding like a fucking psychopath, but it's always, I don't know, good to see that they actually have someone chopping a head off. Because in films, heads always come off so simply. Not that I have any experience cutting off heads, but I know that a human head is a lot harder to cut off than they seem to make it in films, where a guy just like takes an axe and just swings it once and it takes someone's head off. No, you couldn't cut someone's head off with one swing of an axe. Someone's gonna send me a video of them doing it and be like, yeah. You fucking or they're gonna be sitting there like, challenge accepted, which that's not what that was, people. Don't be killing people just to prove a point. We also have a film that drives people to the brink of insanity, like In the Mouth of Madness, so little callback there. I do love when he he cuts his intestines out and he wraps it around the film projector, and he turns the film projector on, it like sucks his intestines out. It reminds me of the poster for the movie The Editor, done by Astron 6, which is an excellent throwback to 70s Giallo films. So absolutely check that out if you haven't seen it. But it was a cool scene, but it also reminded me, if you know the poster, I should have grabbed it. I can't now, but I think it's right there. My mic won't stretch that long, otherwise I'd grab it and show you. But look up the poster. And, this movie really just kind of deals with, I guess it just brings your demons out. Like, whatever they are, it'll fuck with you. I don't know if that thing that they have on display, he has them on like this little Lazy Susan turntable thing. And I guess that thing just stands there all day, every day, and just spins for him in case he walks in. I would hope. I don't know if he like has to like knock a little bit so it'll get up, but it just stands there. That seems ridiculous, but it's, not a human being and not of this earth, obviously. It's like a demon angel or an angel that looks very weird. I don't know what that's supposed to be. They don't really get into it all that much. A lot of this is left open for interpretation. But it's a cool episode. I mean, it's the highest rated episode of Masters of Horror. And while I do think it is one of the best, and arguably the best, I'm not going to say it isn't, my favorite from memory at the time when I watched both seasons in a row was Family. But this was a very close second. I really do enjoy this episode. I really enjoyed this episode again. One of the downsides of this episode, and pretty much all of Masters of Horror and TV pre a certain time period, you watch television now, and it is so well made. Like, it's drastically different. And this isn't even like 10, 12 years old. It's wild to watch television shows now and watch television shows just 10 years ago. The acting in this episode is very older television acting. It is not theatrical. It feels off, for sure. It does not feel like a film. It feels like television, once upon a time, and it's noticeable, especially in Norman Reedus. I don't think his acting is very good in this. It's okay, but it's like TV acting. But I can't even say TV acting anymore, because if you watch Game of Thrones or something, there's no such thing as TV acting nowadays. It's changed so drastically. So anyway, let's get on to the next and the very last one.